Hey guys, this is Josh F151 Tech back with another video. And in this video, I'm actually going to be making a video talking about why I switched from the Google Chromecast with Google TV 4K to this Walmart brand Google TV 4K Pro streaming box. Recently, I've started having, problems with my Google Chromecast or Google TV 4K. I actually have, three of them. I have one, downstairs, where I had one downstairs, but now I actually have that replaced with the, TV streaming box. I still have two other ones. I have one in my room, upstairs where I sleep. And then I also have one in my dining room, the Google Chromecast with Google TV 4Ks. So I still have two of them up and running. I just wanted to buy this to test it out, and so far I'm very happy with the device. And I'll talk about that more in the video. So long story short, with the Google Chromecast with Google TV 4Ks, I've noticed that I've been having sluggish problems with them. No matter what I do, if I clear the cache, and stuff like that, I still notice that they're sluggish. They're slow sometimes. They're slow to open apps. Stuff like that. You have to realize that they are getting older now. So that's probably, a problem, because they're, an outdated processor and all that kind of stuff. Actually, ever since I've gotten the Google Chromecast with Google TV 4Ks, I've noticed no matter what I do, if I clear the cache, they're still sluggish. If I, delete apps, to try to make more space, they're still sluggish. If I, factory reset it, it's faster for a while, but then it goes back to being sluggish again. I don't really have that much on them. That's the thing, to make them, that way. I don't really have that much on them. All I have is, free stuff. I don't pay for TV. So all I really use is, Pluto TV, stuff like that. I use Kodi with live TV add-ons, stuff like that. I don't really use anything, I don't really download much stuff onto there. I just mainly, stream stuff like Spotify, stuff like that, YouTube, the basic stuff. So, long story short, I got tired of the sluggishness, with the Google Chromecast or Google TV 4K, and they've actually been pushing out updates for them recently. I actually got an update about a week or so ago, or a few days ago, for the Google Chromecast or Google TV 4K. I just got tired of it. I thought, well, maybe this update will speed it up or something. But you do have to remember that you do have to realize that device actually came out in 2020, and it's actually 2024 now, and Google has yet to actually release an update, an updated version. Not an update, not a system update. They've been updating them, but they've yet to actually update the Google Chromecast or Google TV in general. They haven't really updated it. They haven't made a new version of it, or anything like that. They're saying, there's actually rumors going around saying that they're going to this year, which I would actually think would be a good idea, because it's a 4-year-old device now, going on 5 years old. And that's, pretty ridiculous, for a big, manufacturer like Google, to not push out a refresh of that. I kind of get the mention that, I kind of feel like they don't actually really care about the Google Chromecast or Google TV, the 1080p version, and they have the 4K version. But I kind of feel like they kind of have that on the back burner. I kind of feel like they don't really care about it, because they don't really push out updates, for that like they really should. It's still running Android 12, which is, not really that good, because it's, it's stock Android, and it's still running Android, TV OS, 12, and there's, Android 14 out now for, regular Android devices like phones and tablets. That's just not a good thing, that it's running Android 12. Now, mind you, the one TV box that I'm going to be talking about is actually running Android 12 as well. But this one actually is a lot faster and a lot better, in my opinion, and I'll actually tell you guys why in this video. So it is actually $50, as you can see right there. and the Google Chromecast with Google TV. Let me actually type that in and see how much that is. Yeah, with Google TV 4K. Let me type that in here. So yeah, that's actually $46. So that's not really that bad right now. Normally it's like $56. It says $56 right there. But that's that's not really that bad, for both of these really. So that's the price for that. That's $46. It's normally like $50 or $56. So the on TV, is basically around the same price. So let me actually go back to the on TV here. And as you can see here, it says on Google TV 4K Pro streaming device, new 2024. It says 4K UHD resolution, Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos support, hands-free voice control, and Smart Hub. So let me actually go to another article over here. And this actually, talks more about it. On 4K Pro versus Chromecast with Google TV 4K, $50 streaming devices face off. And this was actually published not too long ago, May 25th, 2024. So there's, this is what I mentioned. It actually says right here, there's a nearly 4-year difference between the Chromecast with Google TV 4K and the new on 4K Pro. I don't know why I keep saying 4K, but let me see here. Let me actually come down here and talk more about this. So it says age is more than just a... Let me actually close this out. Sorry about that. It says age is more than just a number. Walmart's on 4K Pro was released in May 2024. The original 4K model of Chromecast with Google TV was released in September 2022. So that's it. The math is simple. So let me actually go down here. And it actually says winner tie, with the, the age of them, and stuff like that, which I don't really agree with that, I don't really agree with that, but that, it is what it is. So let me actually talk about the hardware here, so you guys are probably wondering about that. So the on 4K Pro actually has better hardware, which is newer, so it should. So the processor is actually Amlogic S905X4 with the Google Chromecast or Google TV is an Amlogic S905X3. So the on, obviously has an updated one. It's basically the same processor, but it has an updated, processor. It's a newer, version of that, processor. Now, this is actually another big thing with the on compared to the Google Chromecast or Google TV 4K. The RAM is actually better, and this can be, this can play a big, significant role in, speed and stuff. And I've actually noticed that, it's not it's not sluggish compared to the Google Chromecast or Google TV at all. It opens very fast. It's very, fluid. It's not, slow at all. The RAM on the on 4K Pro is 3 gigabytes, compared to only 2 with the Google Chromecast or Google TV 4K. And the GPU is also better. Well, actually, it's the same thing. The GPU is also, the same thing, which, that's not, really that big of a deal to me, but, it's the same thing. So, this is another big thing with the on, compared to the Google Chromecast or Google TV 4K. Onboard storage, 32 gigabytes for the on, and only 8 gigabytes with the Google Chromecast or Google TV. So I actually do have a dongle connected to my Google Chromecast or Google TV. And I bought I forget what it's called off the top of my head, but it's a certain dongle that you have to buy, and you can, add more storage to your devices. You can add more storage to like a Fire Stick, or a Google Chromecast or Google TV 4K, or a Google Chromecast with, 1080p, whatever you need. But, that does get annoying, having to do that kind of stuff. So, the on has you covered with that, 32 gigabytes of storage, you really can't beat that. That's a really good thing that that the ON has over the Google Chromecast with Google TV or even the Fire Sticks. That's a really good amount of storage, and honestly, I still have like 20 gigabytes left over. Even with the Android operating system and everything on there. So that's a really good, that's a really good amount of storage left over. And another thing, I actually do get storage low notifications on my Google Chromecast or Google TV because, I mean, 8 gigabytes is just nothing. That's just nothing for a streaming device. That's really nothing. I'm really surprised that Google didn't at least make it 16 gigabytes, or 20 gigabytes or something like that, or 26. Because 8 gigabytes is hardly enough even for the Android operating system. And then, when you put, apps and stuff on there, that's not, if you don't have a, adapter, to add more storage to it, using a USB stick, you're going to be screwed. You're not going to be able to put much on there, with 8 gigabytes. I mean, you're just not going to be able to put, many things on there at all, especially movies or TV shows or anything like that. You're not going to really be able to do much. So that's definitely, a win-win, for the ON, TV, 4K Pro. So external storage, this is actually another big one. External storage, it says via USB stick. It says it says via USB 3.0 port, so you can add a dongle to it, using the USB port, or you can just put a USB stick in there on the ON, and then it says over here requires a dongle for the Google Chromecast with Google TV. Like I said, it requires you to buy a dongle, like an adapter, to be able to add more storage, or an Ethernet port or whatever you want to add to it. So it says external, we just went over that. It says Wi-Fi standard, so this is actually not true. It says Wi-Fi 5 here for the for the ON 4K Pro, but it does actually support Wi-Fi 6. I just want you guys to know that. That's actually a mistake. It does actually support Wi-Fi 6, but I actually use Ethernet, so I'm not really that worried about that. And it says over here that the Google Chromecast or Google TV also supports Wi-Fi 6, which is definitely true. So both of them support Wi-Fi 6. I don't really know why they're saying, why Digital Trends is saying that it doesn't, but it definitely does. You can take my word for that, and actually look it up online. So it does actually support Wi-Fi 6. Both of them do. So Ethernet, this is another thing that I wanted to talk about. Ethernet is actually built in on the ON, and it's not actually built in on the Google Chromecast with Google TV. You have to use a dongle, or an adapter for that, as well. And then remote finder built in, and then Google Chromecast with Google TV does not have a remote finder. So what the remote finder does, on the ON TV box, you can actually go up to it and you can press this button on there if you lose your remote, and then your remote will start playing like this beeping sound, and that's really nice. That's a really nice feature. I really love that. And then it says hands-free voice, so it says built in to the actual speaker itself on the ON TV box, and then also on the remote. And then the Google Chromecast with Google TV says remote only, so that's another win-win for the ON TV box. And then it says software here, Android 12, Android 12, so they both want Android 12. But I have actually been reading online that both of these are going to be getting Android 14 soon, so that's definitely a really good thing. So there is another thing I want to actually talk about, and that's with the Ethernet. So I actually still use the dongle, the Ethernet dongle that I got for my Google Chromecast or Google TV 4K, because like the Amazon Fire TV Cube, unfortunately, if you guys know about the Fire TV Cube, the Amazon Fire TV Cube, the Amazon Fire TV Cube only supports Ethernet speeds up to 100 Mbps. So you have to keep that in mind, that if you have gigabit Ethernet, You're not going to be able to get that with the on TV 4K unless you use a dongle, unless you plug the USB dongle, USB Ethernet dongle into the USB 3.0 port on the back of the on TV box. Then you can get Ethernet. Through that, you can get gigabit Ethernet through that, and that's actually what I do. I don't actually have gigabit Ethernet, but I want faster speed. I want something faster, than 100 Mbps. I think that's a bunch of BS, but I think they did that, to try to cut corners, on price. And stuff like that, which is understandable because it's only a $50, box. It's only a $50 box, so they're gonna, cut prices somewhere. So that's probably just something that they did. But that's a really rare thing, though, right there. The external storage, like I said, the USB, via USB 3.0 port. That's very rare. I don't even think the Google, not the Google. I don't even think the Amazon Fire TV Cube has a USB 3.0 port. So that's, a really good thing to see, on a really cheap, box like this. I was really surprised at that. So let me actually go down here and read some more about it. So it says right here, I still don't know if it's the extra gigabyte of RAM or just a difference in code base, or some other sorcery that makes the one 4K Pro so much faster than the Chromecast or Google TV 4K, but I also don't care, and that's basically how I feel. It's faster. You press a button on the remote and the home screen changes promptly without any stuttering or hesitation. It's a vastly better experience, and there's no denying that the difference in the onboard storage, you end up with about 23 gigabytes. Like I said, I have about 20 on the On 4K Pro after first boot, which is already several times more than the Chromecast. More storage is always better. So let me actually talk about the software, and this is a big thing. It says it right here. This one's mostly a wash, and that's a very good thing. Both devices are as of running Android 12. On the slight difference was that the On 4K was on the March 2024 security update, and the Google Chromecast or Google TV is on the April 2024 update. So let me actually talk about this for a minute. So the reason that I haven't actually upgraded all of my Google Chromecast or Google TV 4Ks to the On TV box or the On TV box Pro 4K is because of the hardware now, or the software updates is basically what I'm getting at. So I want to talk about this because Android devices can be hit and miss with software updates. Like there's like some of them out there, for example, Motorola. They make really good phones, and I actually used to love their phones. I used to buy their phones all the time. But you have to hear me out on this. So Walmart, is On is Walmart's, store brand. So basically what I'm saying is if they were to actually go under, or something like that, if they would stop, updating these, you would be out $50, or you would be out $100, or you would be out $150 or more, depending on, how many of these you buy. So what I'm saying is, you have to kind of be careful here, because, if Walmart decides to discontinue these, then, you're basically going to be screwed. You're basically going to be screwed. You're going to be out, $50 or $100 or $150 or $200. So basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep the one that I have. I'm going to keep the one that I have in the living room. And I'm going to go from there. I'm going to give it a few years or a few months. And I'm going to see how things go. So far, a lot of people are actually buying these. As you can see right here, 467 reviews. And it hasn't even been out that long, and it's got 4.5 stars. And it's been all over YouTube. It's been all over Reddit. It's been all over, people saying that it's the Fire Stick killer, all this kind of stuff. It's the Roku killer. It's the, it's the Apple TV killer, all that kind of stuff. I would agree with that. But where it comes with the Android updates, that's what kind of makes me leery. So I am actually going to be holding on to my Google Chromecast or Google TV 4K. I'm not going to be selling them or anything. I'm gonna keep the ones in my room. I'm gonna keep the one in my room as my daily driver right now. I'm gonna keep that one. I'm gonna keep using that, over the on. And I'm gonna keep the one in my dining room over the on. And I'm gonna see, what one actually gets Android updates, longer. So you have to keep that in mind. You have to keep that in mind that you have to watch with buying stuff like this. Even with Amazon devices, you have to watch with that, because it's not actually stock Google is basically what I'm saying. It's not actually stock Android. It's stock Android, but it's actually being developed and updated by somebody else. In this case, it's Walmart. So you kind of have to keep a watch on that. You kind of have to, use your head with that. You kind of have to think about it. Well, if Walmart, would go under, if On, would go under and they would stop making, the On products, then you're going to be out $50, or you're going to be out $150, or you're going to be out $200, if you buy a whole bunch of these. So you just have to keep that in mind. But luckily for me, I have the Google Chromecast or Google TV 4K as a backup. So for you guys, if you're gonna buy this, that's what I would actually do. I definitely think that this is a better, all-around deal than the Google Chromecast with Google TV 4K. I definitely do. But, like I said, you have to be leery, and kind of have that in the back of your head, that this is a Walmart brand, and this is also, it's likely, that won't happen. That's not going to go under if a lot of people keep buying these, because as you can see right there, it says right there, it says 100 people bought this since yesterday, and it says in 200 plus people's carts. So that's definitely a good sign, that people are definitely buying this. And, like I said, it already has 467 reviews, and 4.5 stars. So that's a really good sign. But, if for some reason they would go under, that's basically what I'm getting at. You kind of have to keep that in the back of your mind. That's why I'm going to keep my Google Chromecast or Google TV, 4Ks, because I'm not gonna upgrade, all of my stuff, right away, until I actually know, for sure that this is going to be, the streaming device that I keep, for good. That's the thing. But so far it's looking that way. So far it's looking that way, because like I said, this beats the pants off of all the Google Chromecast with Google TV 4Ks, and the Google Chromecast with 1080p, the Google Chromecast 1080p. In my opinion, this also beats the pants off of the Amazon Fire TV sticks and the Amazon Fire TV Cube. That's like $80 or $100 or something like that. With Amazon, switching, I've talked about this on my channel as well. If you want to watch a video on that, I have that on my channel. But I've also talked about Amazon, like becoming like more like Apple and Roku. They're actually going to start having their own, like operating system. They're going to be actually moving away from Android, and I have another video on my channel talking about that. How they're actually going to be moving away from Android. So, Walmart really has a good thing going on right now. I really do consider this the Amazon Fire TV stick killer, or the Amazon Fire TV Cube, killer, and possibly even the NVIDIA Shield killer, and stuff like that. The Apple TV killer, the Roku killer, stuff like that. I would highly recommend, getting it. To be honest, I would definitely say that it is, the top streaming device right now. I really would. But like I said, you also have to keep in mind, with the updates, like I said, that's why I'm not going to actually be upgrading all my Google Chromecast with Google TV 4Ks, to this, because I have it in my living room right now, and I'm testing it out. I'm going to see, if On, or if Walmart is going to be consistent with these updates, because that's a big thing. You definitely want to make sure that your Android TV or your Android phone, or, whatever Android device you have, gets, consistent updates, is basically what I'm saying. So, that's basically the video, guys. Like I said, I just wanted to get this video out there. I will leave the link down below in the description to this. I just wanted to make, a somewhat short video. It's going on 25 minutes now. But I just wanted to let you guys know what I've been up to. What I, switched to. What I think is worth it. What I think is not worth it. Stuff like that. And I just figured that I would make a video on this. Because I've seen a lot of people, making videos on this and, calling it the Fire Stick Killer, calling it the Apple TV Killer, calling it the best, streaming device out there. And I would agree with that. I would highly agree with that. That it definitely is, compared to a lot of the other ones out there. Right now, I would highly agree, for the price. I mean, $50, you're getting a lot of stuff built in. Like a USB 3 port, stuff like that. You really can't beat it. 32 gigabytes of storage. That's that's a really good deal. I mean, it's a really good deal, when you look around, you look around and see what you get. Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos, hands-free voice control, Google Assistant built in. It's stock Android, basically, like I said, the stuff that you get with it is just, remarkable for only $50, you really can't beat it. So, but anyway, yeah, guys, like I said, I'll leave the link down below in the description to this. And like I said, I just wanted to get this video out there. And if you guys like this video, please like and subscribe. And until next time, guys.